The Tom Leykis Show.
Who is this Tom guy?
And now, here he is, Tom Leykis.
Thank you for tuning in to the Tom Leykis Show. This is where America gets together to talk about the issues you really care about. It's a different kind of a radio talk program. We're the radio talk show that is not hosted by a right-wing wacko or a convicted fella. No! I am your host. Write down our telephone number. You're going to need it. It's 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866. Something called the gender pension gap is widening, with an increasing number of women being ill-prepared for retirement compared with men, a report shows. What a shock. It took research to find this. Some 13% fewer women are saving enough for retirement than men, a figure that has grown from 8% last year. A total of 54% of men are making adequate provision for when they stop working, up 5% on last year compared to a static 41% of women. The research, based on a poll of 5,414 people, shows that a third of women working age do not have any form of pension, compared to 22% of men. I'm shocked. According to this survey, women just earned 62% of average male earnings in the UK, a fact reflected in pension savings. Women's contributions to defined contribution pension schemes are typically just 66% that of men's. Well, why would anyone be surprised at this? Women put away less for retirement because they expect men to do it. Because they have no interest in numbers, no interest in counting money, no interest in knowing how much is in the account, no interest in balancing the checkbook. This is something that men are supposed to do. That's the way women see it. Why would anyone be surprised at this finding? I'm not surprised at it. And why should we even be concerned about it? I mean, I think back on the women I've been with from the past. You know, wife number one, no retirement savings. Wife number two, no retirement savings when I was with her. Wife number three, no savings. Wife number four, no retirement savings until I gave her a gift. I put some money in an IRA for her as a gift because our prenup didn't require me to do it. I did it as a favor because she refused to put any money away for retirement. Why should we be concerned? The reality is many women age in this country, and as their usefulness to guys declines, they end up eating cat food. That ends up being what they have for dinner. If people don't want to save for themselves, invest for themselves, take care of themselves, why should the rest of us be concerned about it? What should we do? Throw more money into the pot so women can keep spending their money on knickknacks and bric-a-bracs and crap? Maybe the little ladies ought to pay a little attention, do a little reading. Oh, my God, for women, reading a magazine is like kryptonite, for God's sake. Maybe they ought to pay a little more attention to what they're doing with their money instead of wasting it. You know, I have rarely had a relationship with a woman who had a lot of money. Even if she made a decent living, there was nothing in the bank. The best I ever got, one woman I was with had $9,000 to her name. And when she moved in with me, she gave it to me. It seemed like a great deal at the time. Till I realized that now she had nothing in the bank, and now she could say, I need you to pay for everything. I need you to buy me a car. I need you to pay for my clothes. I need you to buy me things. Well, I gave you all my money. I gave you I gave you everything I had. What is a woman 30 years old or so doing with only $9,000 in the bank? And why should any of us care? If women don't care to learn about retirement, learn about investing, learn about saving, cutting back on the lifestyle a little bit, maybe go to the nail salon less often or to Starbucks less often and putting some of that money away. If women don't care to learn about that, why should the rest of us give a rat's ass? That's the kind of life you live, ladies. You deserve to eat cat food when you get older. That's where it's going. Because if we do it right, most of us will have bounced you for a younger model, and then you're going to end up, you and the cat food. And probably the cats that go with it. Am I wrong?
Tom Leykis. Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-866.
Even though you've got many issues with me, you continue to listen.
Isn't that sick?
Yes.
It's like bottleneckers on the freeway. What's going on with my stupid waste of time?
Rubberneckers.
Whatever.
The Tom Leykis Show.
Leykis Show, the pension gap, as they call it, between men and women is widening. More and more men are saving for their retirement, and women are not increasing accordingly. So what? 1-800-5800-TOM. Lisa, hello.
Hi.
Yes.
Am I talking to Tom Leykis?
Did you want to talk to Tom?
Well, sure.
Okay, hold on, please. Tom Leykis Show at 1-800-5800-TOM. Lisa, the Tom Leykis Show. Hello. Can I help you?
Is this Tom Leykis?
Did you want to talk to Tom?
I think it sounds like you. Am I talking to you?
Well, if it sounds like me, why would you ask a question like that?
I have no idea, because I'm just amazed that I finally got to run your line.
Well, darling, when someone says you're on the Tom Leykis Show, hello.
Hello.
No, wait a minute. Let's go over this for a second. If someone says that, who would that person be likely to be?
I don't know. I could be talking to one of your little radio people.
Well, no, because if you were talking to one of my little minions here, you would not be on the Tom Leykis Show. You would be talking to somebody in the office.
Cool.
If somebody says you're on the Tom Leykis Show, think about it. There's only one person in the world who can say that.
And I'm famous now because I'm on your show. I feel like calling my boyfriend. I told him I've wanted to be on your show forever.
Now, here we are.
And here we are. And I turn on 97.1, which is your radio station, and I hear you say, a girl gave you $9,000. And I'm thinking, like, why the hell would some girl give some guy $9,000?
Because she expected me to pay all her bills from that day on when she moved in with me.
You know, I have to tell you, I've listened to your show very quietly. You're talking to...
I don't think you do anything very quietly from what I can hear.
Well, I listen very quietly, but I do have a lot to say because I'm a very educated person.
Well, you've been on the air 2 minutes already. When are you going to get to it?
What?
You've been on the air 2 minutes. When are you going to start saying what it is you have to say?
Well, it's just like, you must have really stupid women on your show because I feel like you talk to...
Nothing's changed my mind about that in the last 2 minutes.
This is just so funny. I really can't believe I'm on your show. Well,
Neither can I.
Why you put women down when it's really...
Darling, what do you have to say about this topic?
What do I have to say about this topic? What I have to say about this topic...
Do you know what the topic is?
By getting in, it's the man's fault by getting taken in by these women.
What? Do you know what the topic is?
Hell, I heard you say that someone gave you $6,000.
No, that's not the topic. That's not the topic.
What's the topic?
If you don't know, you listen for a while, and when you hear what the topic is, we'll see if you have an opinion about it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you hold on. Oh, these women are so stupid. You mean like the ones who call in and don't know what the topic is? Yes, I agree. Oh, she hung up. Boo-hoo-hoo. These women are so stupid. Now let me say something extraneous. Look it up. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. David on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom.
Hi.
Long time, second time. Good to talk to you again, amigo.
Sure it is.
It is. I wanted to ask your advice. My wife and I have been married for about 22 years. She was born and raised in Portugal, and recently she came to me and asked me if it would be all right if she liquidated a portion of her 401k to purchase a piece of property in Portugal. I just wanted to get your advice on what you thought about that.
No.
Good. That's what I said.
Because you know what's going to happen. She's going to expect you to make up the difference in her retirement fund when it comes that time.
Well, my concern was this. We have been together for a long time, but I figured if she dissolved a large portion of her 401k and we were ever to get divorced, then I think that would entitle her to a larger portion of mine if we did, right?
Well, yeah, put it this way. Half of each of your 401ks belongs to the other, unless you have a prenup.
Right. So well, there was that, and also her family's over there.
Yeah, well, why is that your problem? I mean, David, you live 7,000 miles from Portugal.
Right. Well, that's my reason for not wanting to buy a piece of property there. I don't want to support her family the rest of my life.
Right. So what did she say to that?
She got very quiet, and she hasn't spoken to me for a couple of days, so we'll figure it out.
Yeah, well, again, another good reason not to get married. See what I'm talking about?
Exactly.
This is the kind of thing I tell you about every day.
You got it.
All right, David.
How about a bong rake, Tom?
Here you go, David.
No cough.
Typical female there. Can I liquidate my 401k retirement account so I can buy property for my parents in Portugal? Did I pop my peas enough there? Seriously. So let's review. Her parents get a new place to live. And then later, when it comes time for retirement, she says, I don't have any retirement money. I have to share what you have. So he will end up paying for her parents to get property in Portugal. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. I just, absolutely not. No, 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 no. And that's how women think, you know, oh, my 401k, I've got money put away, I can spend it on property. It'll be an investment, honey. Yeah, let's buy property in a country we never go to. Far, far away. Property we'll never see. Let's spend all of my retirement money buying it. Gotta be kidding me. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. It's Fred on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello.
Is that a question or a statement, Fred?
That is a hello, Tom.
Hello, Fred.
Hi, Master. How are you today?
Doing great.
I do care.
Good.
Tom, you've hit the nail on the head today. I got to tell you. I'm in the middle of a divorce. She was making a ton of cash. She made about $170,000 a year, and I was making about $60,000 a year. And we just couldn't save money. And I didn't try any harder because she was the big executive of the family, and she was climbing up the corporate ladder, and, you know, that was fine. But she's paying the price now, and I just want to tell these women that the days of taking him to the bank is now taking them to the bank. Things have changed. That's for sure.
Yeah, of course they have.
The most important thing to tell all the gentlemen out there, if you have any inkling that you are going to file for, or you want a divorce, file first, especially in California. There's so much advantage.
Not to mention the fact you should file as soon as possible. Because in California, you pay 1 day of alimony for every 2 days you're together.
Tom, she writes me a check every 2 weeks.
Yeah, the longer you wait, the more it costs.
I don't want to embarrass her by saying how much it is, but...
Oh, go ahead, Fred. Tell us how much you're getting from your ex.
Excuse me?
How much are you getting from your ex?
$2,600 a month.
Look at you.
And it may go up. I've asked for more days with the kids.
That's over $31,000 a year, tax-free.
Only thing she can do is claim it on her taxes. It'll cost me on my taxes, but I don't give a rat's A.
Love that.
I love you. I'm just like you. I just wrote a book, and I've given you some high fives in it. I hope you don't mind.
That's okay with me, Fred.
Well, look out for bad boy poetry coming soon to a bad boy near you.
All right, Fred. Thank you for the call. I appreciate it. 1-800-5800-TOM. Gary on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Dad. How you doing?
All right, son.
Good. Hey, you know what? I just want to tell these young bucks out there, I just signed over $350,000 of my pension, half of it to my ex, plus another $40,000 in my 401k. Half of it goes to her.
You mean after a divorce?
After the divorce, yes,
Right.
exactly.
Right.
That's not including vagina money and all the other stuff I have to pay.
Right.
You know, dudes, you guys, if you don't think these girls are out to get you for every penny you got, you know, you're wrong. That's all there is to it. I work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week when I work. I've talked to you before, Tom. I work on a boat, and I go to sea. And when I'm at sea 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And she gets half of that. And, you know, fortunately, the only good thing for me recently is she took me to court because she wanted full custody of my son.
Right.
And guess who won? I won full custody. Now she's going to have to pay me child support.
Finally, something happened in your favor.
Finally, yeah. You know what it's all about? It's all about the attorneys. Whoever has the best lawyer. So if you're going to go through this stuff, get the best lawyer you can get. And, you know, it's just, I don't know, man. You know, I've heard you say before when I got married when I was 22 years old, I needed a mommy, and she was the one. She was a mommy for me. And once I matured at about 42 years old, not 20, 25 or whatever, at 42, then I realized I didn't need a mommy, and here we are, man. You know that.
And it costs you a fortune, but as you know why divorce costs so much.
Because it's worth it.
Because it's worth it. That's right. Women should understand that we want to get rid of you so badly, we will pay to get rid of you.
Yes, exactly.
That is what bitches you are. We would pay hundreds of thousands of dollars just so you would stop coming into the house.
You know what's the worst part? The kids. Because, I can't get rid of her because of my son, who's 15 now. You know, she's there. Once the kids are grown and out of the house and all that, finally I get rid of her. Thank God.
Unbelievable. Well, Gary, I know life is getting a lot better now. Are you getting more ass than a toilet seat now?
I'm working on it, Tom. You know what? Last time I called, I said I wasn't. And then, you know what? You said lose some weight, go to the gym. And guess what? I've lost some weight and going to the gym, and I'm getting more ass than a toilet seat.
Very nice. Very good. Well, thank you so much, Gary.
Thank you, Dad.
Appreciate the call, son. Julie on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Why does the wife even need to ask her husband to buy property, first of all? And it's their family. I thought that, they were a partnership and they loved each other and their family.
That doesn't mean they have to support her parents.
Well, how is it supporting them if you own the property and they could take care of it for you?
Well, because the fact is, if I buy property, I want to get a return on my investment.
You have appreciation.
You might or might not have appreciation.
I'm sure over the long term you would have appreciation.
No, you don't be so sure. I mean, if you bought property in Los Angeles in 1989 and you sold it in 1997, you did not have any appreciation. You lost money.
Right, but if all her family lives there, there's not going to be any time constraints of you guys having to sell it.
Well, maybe her parents die in 5 years. We don't know how old her parents are.
So what is this talk show, just for men to call and complain? What is this?
Have you ever heard this show before, dear?
No, I haven't.
Well, I know you're used to shows where, you know, they're just like Oprah and all these shows on TV. They're just big vaginas. I mean, we are here, finally, a show for men, and women are welcome to listen and call, but it's from a male point of view, and it's for men.
Oh, interesting. What's wrong with our country?
That's what's wrong with our country?
Why wouldn't we take care of our family and take care of our elders?
If you want to take care of your parents, sign a prenuptial agreement. If you want to take care of your parents, sign a prenuptial agreement, and you can spend anything you want on them. But again, it's your money. You spend your money taking care of your parents.
So then why not approach it that way with a business contract and say, okay, that's fine, honey.
Because when she takes money out of a 401k, that's retirement money. And ultimately, if she ends up with no retirement money, who do you think is going to have to make up for that?
Well, not him if they...
Yes. Yeah, did you hear the caller who just called in? He just got divorced, and he had to give over half of his 401k and half of his IRA?
Right, but if they enter into a business agreement at this point in time...
That was not she did not propose a business agreement. She proposed taking all the money out of a 401k and buying property in a country 7,000 miles away.
Well, I'm just saying, if you value the marriage, instead of saying no, like some barbaric caveman...
No, the answer is no. And I'll tell you what, I would tell...
Counter agreement.
No, because once you're married, it's too late to be making these agreements. The agreements should have been made before they got married. They should have had a prenuptial agreement.
So it's too late because they forgot to discuss aging parents?
Yeah, too late. Yeah, it's too late.
Can you talk about it now?
Again, if she wants to do that, she can propose that they separate their property out now as if they're getting divorced. And then she can have separate checking account, a separate bank account, and then she can spend whatever she wants on her parents. But he should also tell her, I'm putting you on hold because I'm not going to yell over you. He should also tell her that now you're going to pay 50% of the mortgage, 50% of the utilities. You're going to pay for your own car. You're going to pay for your own clothing and accessories. That would be fair.
Did you hang up on me?
No, I put you on hold so I can finish a sentence.
Oh. Well, even if they did have a prenup, it's got to be a living document. Life changes, things evolve.
But here's how it's a living document. When I had a prenup, and I have had prenups, by the way, my prenup says I'm not giving any gifts or loans to your family. You don't have to give any to mine either. And our money is separate. And even though I may give you a gift once in a while or whatever, you earn your money, I earn my money. You have your bank account, I have my bank account. I will own the house. I will also pay for the house. But I will own it. You will kick in on the utilities equally. That's it, out of your money.
Interesting. So, wait, so does she pay the mortgage too?
Nope.
No, because you own the house.
I own the house.
So she lives rent-free and pays half.
Well, and she doesn't have to live rent-free. In my case, they did, but they don't have to. I think it's fair to make them pay rent, too. Don't laugh. You think that's funny?
Did they get married? Yeah, I do.
You're new to the show. I don't believe in getting married. I think it's a bad deal for guys.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I think it's a bad deal for women for the most part.
Well, but why do women keep twisting our arm to get married?
I have absolutely no idea.
Because it's a bad deal for guys. Guys should say no. That's what I tell the guys all the time. Just say no.
Yeah. I hear you, but you sound like a homewrecker, too. I mean, if they're already married, then come on.
Well, he already did that, by the way. He didn't take advice from me. He reported to me what he'd already done, and I said, bravo, good work. There will not be any withdrawing from your retirement plan, no.
Yeah.
By the way, his idiot wife does not realize the penalties and taxes she would have to pay to take the money out of the 401k. Because once she pays those, whatever's in the 401k would be cut in half.
Yeah. Well, that could be a bit of an exaggeration, but certainly
No. It's not an exaggeration. 50, because you would have to, number one, you would have to pay tax on the money. Because remember, the money was not taxed going in. you would have to pay the taxes you didn't pay. So whatever tax bracket you're in, 20%, 25, 30, whatever it is, that you have to pay off the top. On top of that, you have to pay a 20% penalty.
Really?
Yeah, so 30% plus 20%, what would that be?
Oh, I don't know. Let me get my calculator.
Yes, 50%, dear.
Oh, thank you.
And if you're in the upper tax brackets, it would be more than 50%.
Huh. Interesting.
So if you had $20,000 in your 401k and you took out $20,000, you'd end up getting 10.
Yeah.
And then you wouldn't be able to put the money back in.
What's that?
You would not be able to put the money back in either.
No, that's true. You're right. I mean,
It's stupid, stupid, stupid. And it is exactly the way women think about numbers and money and saving and investing. They're stupid when it comes to that.
Sweeping generalizations.
It's sweepingly true.
No, it's not.
Sure it is. Let's talk about, all right, great. Let's talk about your investments for a second. Where is your money invested?
Primarily my house.
That's not an investment, dear. I'm talking about stocks, bonds, mutual funds.
Yeah. I know. I don't have any investments
I'm
yet,
sure
but I'm working
you
on
don't.
it. I got my retirement fund.
Yeah, what's it invested in? It's your mouth. We're on the air. This is not funny.
20% stocks and bonds, and then it's like 20. Oh, I can't remember.
So you're proving my point right here before my ears.
I know. It's making me
You are
angry.
proving my point. Women know nothing about investing and don't care.
I do care.
Well, why don't? If you cared, you would know more about where your money is, which you don't. And that's because the idea is, I don't know if you're married or not married, but the idea is your hope is someday, if not today, a man is going to take care of that for you. And that is the reason there's a pension gap between men and women, because women are like you.
No.
Yes.
No. Not all women.
I didn't say all women. Most women.
Huh. All right. Well, you got me on my retirement fund.
Damn straight I did.
1-800-5800-TOM.
Women want you to make more money than they make. It doesn't matter how much you make or they make. I don't make no money. I love when the guy is the deadbeat for a change. I really do.
The Tom Leykis Show.
From Hollywood, it's the Tom Leykis Show at 1-800-5800-TOM. And I'm looking at the screen here, and we have a caller who says she needs to be connected to the radio immediately. Francesca on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Okay, I'm here.
I've connected you to the radio now.
Terrific.
Are you sitting on the can over there? What are you doing?
I'm here. You didn't say hello to me. Say hello, then I'll stop.
I did. Are you sitting on the toilet?
No.
What is the tinkling sound I hear in the background?
That's water coming out of a tap. Now, am I on the air with Tom Leykis?
Well, did you want to talk to Tom Leykis?
Absolutely.
All right, hold on, please. The Tom Leykis Show from Hollywood at 1-800-5800-TOM. Francesca on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello?
Hello, right. Am I finally connected to the Tom Leykis Show?
Did you want to be connected to Tom?
Absolutely.
I'm going to get him for you right now. From Hollywood, it's the Tom Leykis Show. We only play one cut of music over and over on this show, by the way. Francesca, the Tom Leykis Show.
Okay, right. Tom, have you been seeing those billboards up where it says, life is short, have an affair?
Yes.
Okay. Now, did you ever call to find out what that was about? because it will blow your mind. You see a man and a woman, life is short, have an affair. You think it's the guy that's having all the affairs. Well, I called in. It turns out it's a women's joint, and they want to cheat on their husbands. Funny, isn't it? It makes you think, doesn't it?
Not really.
It does.
I already know women have affairs. I'm not surprised by that.
But that was hilarious. You've got life is short, have an affair, and all the women are freaking out. You call up, and there you go. It's the women saying life is short, have an affair.
So did you go out and have an affair?
No, because I'm not married, and I'm never going to get married.
I see.
Okay. I wouldn't get married and have a baby. Someone offered me $7 million. It's as simple as that. So I just wanted to say that women also are like men. Okay, we don't want to get married to you, and we definitely don't want your children.
But that's not true. That's you you're talking about. That's not women in general.
Wait,
that's you.
Okay, but you'd be surprised how many of us there are out there.
I would be very surprised if there were a lot of them, because most women twist our arms to get married.
Well, that's a shame. Also, guys twist women's arms to get married, too. Did you know that?
I know there's some who do, but generally speaking, it's a bad deal for men, and it is women who pressure us and give us ultimata to get us in.
Absolutely, and I think that's a shame. That's why the show is very good to warn men, but also women have to be warned, too, that, you know, once we have your babies, we're stuck for life, so we're not going to do that. There's a small minority of out there, but there's still millions of us that think...
No, there's a small minority who are like you. The vast majority are not like you.
That's a shame. Also, you mentioned to a girl earlier, women don't know about investments. Well, actually, thousands of us do, and I own a portfolio. Okay, IRAs, CDs, stocks, bonds. I have my own money.
Do you think most women are like you?
Sorry?
Do you think most women are like you?
I don't know. I haven't met most women, but I'm just saying that...
Well, do you date women? Because I do.
Well, it's a shame that you've dated them, those that are just after the money.
It's not a matter of whether they're after the money. They just don't care about saving, investing money, putting it away, preparing for retirement. They don't think about that.
Well, that's unfortunate.
That's how it is.
Well, I think a lot of American women are like that. That's just...
Well, I live in the United States, dear. I don't know what country you come from, but I live in the United States.
Okay. Also, a few weeks ago, you mentioned...
What country do you come from, dear?
I'm from Europe. You can tell from the accent.
No, but what country?
England.
All right, darling, the story I read today, the story I'm reading today, Dateline is London. This is a story from the United Kingdom.
What story?
I started this hour talking about something called the gender pension gap in the UK.
Okay.
So what you're telling me, by the way, I just spent 2 weeks in London, and I'm telling you, I don't see such a substantial difference in women there from here.
That's a shame. I mean, because we are out there, trust me. Also, since you've been in England and you're familiar, then you would know that there's a law that's being trying to pass right now, 7-year extension on marriage. You get married for 7 years, after 7...
That's actually not England, that's Germany, dear.
Whoa, okay, sorry. But
in fact, I was in England when the story came out, and it was about Germany.
But you like that idea, don't you? You can have an extension.
Well, if you insist on getting married, I certainly think having an expiration date would be a good idea.
It'd be a great idea. Think how many people are stuck in marriages of 30 years, and that's why everybody cheats on everybody. You go on a Dateline, you've got thousands of women saying, come to my house and charge $200 or whatever it costs. There's hundreds and thousands of men.
Many of them charge nothing.
What?
Many of them charge nothing.
Well, of course, because they're in proper relationships. Look,
no, they charge nothing because they want sex so badly they won't even make you pay for it.
Okay, let me just say something. If a man walks into a bar, is there something else?
With a duck under his arm?
No, it's not a joke. Now listen, Tom, there's a bunch of women in there. We look at his face first, okay? If he passes the bar, we look down to his body, right?
Yes.
If you're very good-looking and an awful body, you might get laid. But if you've got a brilliant body and you're ugly, you'll still get laid. So just as a psychology of women, we are fussy about bodies. That's why so many men are working out, too.
Yeah, but if I have a big bulge in my rear right pocket, let me tell you, you're not looking at any other bulges there.
Oh, no, I certainly am looking at your face and you're intelligent and everything else.
Well, darling, again, you clearly are not like most of the women out there, but I'm telling you right now, dear, you are delusional if you think all the women out there are like you.
No, I think they're not. You're absolutely right. And I wanted to mention another point. Sorry, I've got to be real quick because I've got a great list here. You said losers earn a certain amount. You categorize them as losers.
Yes.
Did you not know, Tom, that 90% of your listeners are in that bracket?
But they're not, dear. That's not true. In fact, a new survey came out this week that said that among men, we had the highest household income of any radio program on the air.
Wow, really? Mm.
Yes, and you know why that is, dear? Because the caller represents 1% of the listeners. 99% of the people listening never call in.
It's just that I stopped listening because I've never heard so many unintelligent people call your radio show, and I just...
Darling, go back to London and listen to talk radio if you want to hear a bunch of drips and dweebs. Are you kidding me?
It's probably bad there, too, but, you know, it's frustrating to hear the dumb people that call in. That's why I stopped calling.
I mean, I listened to a show in London where two men sat on the air talking about vermin for 2 hours.
Well, you switch off and you turn to something intelligent.
Well, that's my point. I come in here, and the thing is, I've got enough intelligence for the entire audience. I talk to idiots, and people like hearing me engage with morons.
Okay. Now, listen, I know you value the one-night stand. Is that correct?
Well, what man doesn't?
Okay. Well, have you ever, met someone and just gone out week after week after week? It's really great to kind of go out and then fall in love and have a relationship, even if it's just a few months. The one-night stand doesn't hold much value because there's no feelings being put into the intimacy.
But it has value because you just want to have a little physical experience and then move on with your day.
Yeah, but you keep moving on from girl to girl to girl to girl. I mean, yeah, that's kind of...
Darling, are you offering to be my booty call? I'll jump right in. What do you look like?
Depends. Oh, I look great. Depends what your body looks like. What's your body look like?
Darling, first let's start with you. What do you look like?
Oh, 5'5", 120 pounds. I look great.
You look good. So you're a 10.
Well, a 10 is common elector. Let's be serious. Come on,
You're already down to, what, an 8?
Oh, wait. But that's just me. I'm just saying.
And that's over the phone. I can imagine what you really look like.
Trust me, if you went to my website, you'd love what I look like.
What do you have a website for?
Oh,
Is that how you make your money? You're a hooker. Wait a minute.
No. Excuse me, sir. I've worked with an ex-Soviet leader, and I've been in a world championship, so you can't call me
Many
that.
hookers have done that.
No. You're talking to the absolute wrong person here. I'm not going to give my website out.
Good.
Oh, by the way, did you... I don't want to say who I am, but I've worked with an ex-Soviet leader. Have you ever worked with Mikhail Gorbachev? Probably not. And you've never, done a world championship, so I have.
A world championship of what?
Roller skating.
Oh,
now
my.
I'm known, or everyone knows who I am now. That's great.
No, we really don't. I must tell you. You really have this idea that you're much more important than you are.
Well, you got to have some self-importance. You got to feel important, right?
Well, apparently you do.
Okay, did you know there's a date... I joined a dating service just for the hell of it.
Bet you did.
Wait, listen very carefully to this one. I've never done it in my life, and I want to tell you the psychology of it. I went out $100,000 to join. A man pays $100,000 to join. It's the most expensive dating service on the planet. It's in Beverly Hills. Okay, and these men apparently...
Oh, my God!
The Tom Leykis Show.